George Clooney wrote a op-ed in the New York Times, and it is called, "I love Joe Biden, but we need a new nominee." And you can't get much more direct than that. I mean, you'll remember, before we go into the contents of the op-ed, let's just take a stroll down memory lane. Less than 1 month ago, Julia Roberts, the Obamas, Jimmy Kimmel, George Clooney, this was like the Avengers of the leftist liberal media and elites. They were getting together. This was the Avengers. And by the way, credit where credit is due, they'd raised a butt ton of money for Joe Biden at this event. Okay, I mean, you get the Obamas together, you get Jimmy Kimmel, George Clooney. I think they're all clowns, but I mean, they make liberals excited. They do. They got tons of money for Joe Biden. Again, this was less than 1 month ago. Now George Clooney, I'm going to just read the title of the op-ed one more time because it's astounding. George Clooney writes this op-ed in the New York Times titled, "I love Joe Biden, but we need a new nominee." So what changed? The question then is, what changed from a month ago in George Clooney's mind to now? Did he not know that Joe Biden was senile? That seems a little unlikely that George Clooney didn't know, because presumably if he put on a event for him, he knows him pretty well. You know, during that event, he was with him all day. So I don't think it's reasonable to say that George Clooney didn't know that Joe Biden was senile. Of course, they know that, but what they weren't counting on was you knowing about it. That's what it comes down to. All those liberal elites, all those actors that I just named, the Democrat elite just in general, they're counting, and the media, holy cow, the media, with the cheap fakes and all that going on, they're banking on the fact that you wouldn't know about it, because the media have tried to keep it under wraps unsuccessfully for so long. They hope to get away with it because, as you've seen, all the Democrats are saying online things like, "It's not a president, it's an administration." You've heard that. I read this every day on X. I read it on Facebook, on Instagram. You're saying, "It's not the president, it's the administration." Which, by the way, it only shows how much they love bureaucracy, by the way. They're literally proving that they love the bureaucrats that the president puts in place. But again, they're counting on you not knowing. And the debate happened, and I mean, people already knew before that. I mean, they weren't fooling a lot of people. But for those people who aren't as much into politics and tuned into the debate, it was undeniable. And that's why you saw the floodgate open. All the liberals now are crying because the media, they can't, it's too far. They can't gaslight their way out of this. Before they could kind of get away with it, we saw the debate. We watched it. You're hearing all these people on the left saying, "Oh, but Joe Biden's neurologist is saying he's fit." We watched the debate. I saw it with my own eyes, and the media knows. And the elites know, including George Clooney. He goes, "Crap, well, I knew he was senile. America now knows as well." You know, again, after the debate, after the interview with George Stephanopoulos, there was just no question. People have seen it with their own eyes, and so now it is time to jump ship. And this is the problem with celebrities in the media. They will gaslight you and gaslight you, but one day, truth comes forward. And if that truth comes forward, then they're screwed and they have to give into it. And just one reason why they focus so much on censorship. But the whole op-ed, I'm just going to read one part for everybody to see this. The whole op-ed can really be summarized with this one part. George Clooney says, "This is about age, nothing more, but also nothing that can be reversed. We're not going to win in November with this president. On top of that, we won't win the House. We're going to lose the Senate. This isn't only my opinion. This is the opinion of every senator and Congress member and governor who I've spoken with in private, every single one, irrespective of what he or she is saying publicly." And again, this proves the point that I'm talking about. They've known it this whole time. They've gaslighted you, and now that it is impossible to keep lying, they've come out and talked about it as if it's always been that way. Of course Joe Biden is too old. He's 81. That's what they're saying now, when 6 weeks ago, George Clooney included, was talking about how fit he was for president. They're in full-blown panic. I don't blame them, because they're stuck between Biden and Kamala Harris, because if they don't go for Kamala Harris, the progressives will eat them alive, because they'll be like, "You don't want a black woman in power." So they've screwed themselves, because they have Biden, who's senile, and Kamala Harris, who is the worst politician of all time. And if they don't go for Kamala Harris, then the progressives go crazy. If they don't go with Biden, then kind of the Biden, you know, I can't even believe these people exist, but the Biden loyalists get angry and they stop voting. And so for that reason alone, they're going to lose. You know, you can see it with your own eyes, but when you look at the polling, it only gets worse. So again, it's on paper. You can see in front of you. The media can't gaslight us this time. And I think we'll be in store for a red sweep in 2024 in November, just like in 2016. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please go down below, comment, like, and subscribe, and watch another video.